day, a million people flow the street, their faces blank, they talk but do not ever meet. They all have important things to do.
The thing is, most of the music was written at the same time, and most of the foundations of all the songs were recorded at the same time. So the two parts are really, in every respect, two sides of the same creature. That they're really the same, from start to finish. The only new songs that were not originally sort of like part of the first batch of recordings were 1979, To the Shoreline, Through the Distance, and Where It Hurts. Those were sort of recorded a bit later on. Where It Hurts was recorded because basically I wanted to make a video for Sisters, so we asked for this filmer guy for a script for Sisters. He came up with a script that I really liked, but it didn't at all compute with Sisters, so I recorded a new song that was in line with the script for the video. And when he heard the song, he thought, oh, this is a nice song, and he came up with a new idea for a script. So we ended up having an entirely different script for an entirely different song than that we sort of started out. So otherwise, who knows? I think it would have ended up on Road Salt 2 anyway, because I already had the song in my head. But
Je suis la mer, c'est pourquoi je dis pour tous mes frères.
You'd expect, wouldn't you? That would have been a smart thing to do. The thing is, I'm just like, I thrive on challenges, and I've been approaching the lyric for this song for such a long time. It was one of the earliest songs. You know, I wrote the main bulk of the song really early in the process. We'd been like recording parts of it. We re-recorded some parts because I thought the sound was not right. I was working a lot with details, and all the time I was trying to I knew what I wanted to express. I knew what I had. I had pages and pages and pages of written texts. That's basically, when I have a problem with a song, that's basically what I do. I write 5 essays, basically, and then trying to sort of, I don't know, catch the essence of that and boil it down to a lyric. And I just couldn't find the proper approach for certain parts towards the end of the song. Not until at one point I was in my car and I was playing the song without vocals, as I usually do. I'll have the latest mixes of all the songs and I'll just play it over and over and over again. So when the album is finally finished, I can't listen to it anymore. But anyway, I started to do this fake French, and it was like, yeah, that's it. All of a sudden they sort of like fell into place and position. The problem is I don't know French. I did study French for a very short while when I was, I don't know, 12 or 13. And I figured, because I never really had to study anything. That's been sort of, I guess, a blessing and a curse, because that makes me not spend the energy, because I don't have to. Same with guitar. I remember like having lessons from your guitar teacher. I couldn't play it. I just put my guitar under the bed for a week, and then the next week I could play it. I'd never had to sort of sit down and actually practice and learn stuff. So what I did the same thing when I studied French. I thought, it's gonna come to me, And of course, you're picking up on all the nouns and the verbs and everything, but all those small prepositions, they just like, and then after like 2 months, you're like, I don't know how to tie the words together. I have all these words, and they just like, I don't know the glue. All the sort of like not so important glue just sort of like, it's pretty necessary in a language, and it didn't just come to me as I expected it to. So I changed to music drama instead. My French teacher was like getting my mother in for a meeting, like he should really continue French, you know, he's got very good possibilities, you know. But I was dead certain, no, I'm gonna do music drama now, which I think was a good choice in the end. But this would be the one occasion where I actually thought I should have stick with French, because I had no idea what I was doing. So what I did was I just like basically brought up the odd words that I still remembered and tried to put them together. And I had sort of like a feel for the language. I sort of had the feeling that I made a sentence and I bet that adjective is going to be after the noun of the sentence. It just feels right, and that means the rhyme's going to be all fucked up. I have to start over again. And then I checked with like dictionaries, translation applications, and of course they're sort of wrong sometimes. And it's, again, you just get a feel for like, this doesn't look right. I bet this is wrong. You know. So I'd be like working for weeks with these few French, because I knew what I wanted to express too, and I wanted it to rhyme. So, and I wanted it to have be in French, which was like an impossible combination to me. But I kept working on it. As I said, I thrive on challenges, and the clever me would have just called Leo up and just sort of like made something together. But I had this idea that it'd be nice to do this and then present it. And at the end, I thought, I'm sure that, you know, when I thought I was done, I sent it to him by email, expecting to get sort of a patronizing pat at the head, like, well, Daniel, was a good try, but I was sure he would find tons and tons of mistakes. But he came back like, is this all correct? How the hell did you do this? So, and then of course my next stupid choice was to actually record it first and then ask him if it was correct. So I recorded all the vocal harmonies, and he went, especially the word "don." It was sort of like that could have been a better pronunciation. So yeah, he was sort of like trashing me on a few points with the pronunciation thing, but it was already recorded. What could I do? I wasn't really like in the mood of re-recording everything again, so I just had to stay there. So, sorry for that. It's a dual layered song, you know, just as Through the Distance, where you have the surface level relation thing, you know, the nostalgia of having lost your innocence, your youth, your early childhood love, you know, that being a parable for mankind having pretty much done the same thing, losing our innocence, losing an age where things were a bit warmer in a way. I mean, I'm not saying it was all better. You know, of course, lots of things are better today, but it is a colder society, I think. And so it's a dual layer thing. In 1979 is the exact same thing. I mean, it's looking at sort of a childhood love, the childhood innocence, and so from a social context point of view, I needed it to be the 70s, but I wasn't. I mean, most of my life I've lived in anything else but the 70s. I was 6 years old in 1979. I practically just like went as late into the 70s as I could, you know, to be able to make it make sense to myself, because I need to be able to relate to it.